Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel that power of you controlling your breathing. That power that's available to you all the time, wherever you are in life. That power to reconnect to your greatest gift right now. Your presence, your being. Your infinitely intelligent being. The same stuff we're all made of. And with that stuff that we're made of, we can control the most powerful supercomputer in the universe. Your mind. But only you can do it. Only you can control your own mind. So let's do that right now, and let's see the future. Today, our time together, let's see ourselves doing the best we can on every single exercise and stretch. For this is not only the gym that we have available to us right now, in this space wherever we are, but it is also the gym of life, where we grow our minds all the time.
Get ready for your Fit 711 home workout powered by Fit 711. Let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Calor.
Morning, guys. One of the most difficult and challenging fears to overcome or control is the fear of death. And the reason is because it's the fear of the unknown. No one knows for sure. And that is the most challenging part. It's the uncertainty. I want to share with you a few things that have helped me, and I hope they help you. And by no means have I completely controlled this fear, but these are the things that have helped me. Number one is you have to have a definite purpose. And that purpose has to fill your mind, and it has to be focused on serving others. The second thing is to view death as mere transition, as change. If I view myself and everyone and everything in this universe as simply energy and matter. And so it's the constant rearrangement, reconfiguration of energy and matter over the years. I don't look at myself as just human. I see myself as a form of energy and matter. And I want to be the greatest possible energy and light for the universe. Have a great day, everyone.
Here we go, my friends. Hey, it's Brendan Burchard. We're going to dive deep into how do you gain some more emotional mastery in your life so you can handle those difficult times when you get frustrated, when you get down, we get like beat up and like chewed out and spit out by the world. What are you going to do to be your best self? That is the topic of today's conversation. That emotional masteries part, that emotional intelligence we hear so much about, that ability to handle the difficulties and challenges of life with grace or aplomb or being centered in the middle of all this chaos and turmoil. How do you be your best? That's the topic of today. We're talking about motivation at a deeper level maybe you haven't had with me before. The utmost, most important area of emotional mastery is mastering motivation. Now, when I say emotional mastery, you're like, wait, isn't motivation just a topic, an area? I'm like, no, motivation is an emotion, right? A motivation is a emotion that you feel a drive, a sense of hunger, a sense of want, and a sense of desire to make something happen. I believe motivation is one of the most important things we have to master in our total emotional sort of toolkit, right? Because if you can emotionally feel motivated every day, almost everything else can fall in line, right? If you're emotionally motivated to be a better mom, be a better caregiver, be a better parent, be a better lover, be a better entrepreneur, be a better business person, be a better contributor to the greater world, when there's a motivation pulling you forward, out of bed each day, into the office, into real life to be your best, then everything changes. When you lose motivation, you and I both know the loss of motivation is the first gate to suffering. You lose motivation. Now you don't feel like doing anything. You don't feel like doing anything, you don't work out. You don't feel like working out, you don't feel like doing anything. You don't feel like doing anything, you don't want to do your goals. Don't feel like doing your goals, feel unfulfilled. Feel unfulfilled, feel unsatisfied. Feel unsatisfied, feel like life is meaningless. It is a slippery slope when you lose motivation. But the issue is no one has motivation 24/7 all the time. Motivation is an emotion you learn to cultivate by using your mind, your body, your greater consciousness to ensure that you feel that pull of purpose, that you feel that energy inside that says, I want to create, I want to contribute, I want to be my best self, I want to connect with people. And so motivation is something we're going to have to generate on a consistent basis. I know many of you are at HPA and you hear me say, all the time, you have to learn to bring the joy because the power plant doesn't have energy, it generates energy. Motivation is something the motivation guy, I have the best-selling book of the entire century with motivation in the title. It's called The Motivation Manifesto, if you haven't read it. And the Motivation Manifesto is like, if anything is imbued in that book, it is like this ferocity and this fierceness and this attention to living our best lives, but it has to be like generated. Because even though I'm the motivation guy, there's plenty of days I wake up and I'm like, blah. I don't feel like it. There's plenty of days, there's plenty of moments where just like you, I'm just like, I'd rather be lazy and do nothing right now. And that's okay. That's part of homeostasis. That's part of our our human body to want to power down, to relax, to chill out. But too much of that can lead to an unfulfilling life. So we must learn to generate the emotions of drive, desire, go-gettedness, whatever you want to call motivation. And so it's something that we have to learn to stoke. Motivation is an emotion we feel by either luck or by purposeful, conscious design. I just choose to design it into my day every single day. Motivation is driven by certain things. You have a spark, you have something that sustains it, and you have something that grows it. Okay? The spark of motivation, which is how I anchor into being motivated each day, is ambition. All motivation begins with the desire or hunger and ambition for more, whether that's more depth or more connection or more contribution or more abundance or more wealth or more love. Like, we just want more of something. And that says, I want to go get that. Like, we see a fancier car, it's better than our car, I want to go get that. We see like a deeper love of relationship between two people, I say, I want that in my own life. Sometimes it's a visual cue. Something we see makes us want something, right? Not too far from here, there's a beach that I strolled on vacation, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And I said, I'm going to live here. And it was a motivation. It was a cue. I saw something, desired it, wanted it, went after it. Like, so sometimes it's a visual, it's a cue out in the world that says, I want more of that thing. And ambition can be visually cued. For some people, if you just wake up, I mean, think about it. You wake up, you grab your phone, you're like, you know, and all of a sudden you don't have any motivation. Instead, you look through all this stuff and all it did is make you feel like you're not enough, or it distracted you, or it upset you, or it created, anger, anxiousness. You got to be careful how you're using cues to start your day. I use cues to start my day motivated. And those cues to start my day motivated are things like, I literally wake up and I'll wake up and I'll think of things that I'm grateful for and that I want to give in life. I'll wake up and I'll think about someone I want to do something nice for or surprise today. I'll think of something I can be excited about today. I'll, as soon as possible in the morning, revisit my ambitions list, my goals list. I'll look at them. I'll not wander through the day looking at social media and then, I guess it's time to work and look at my goals. It's like my goals, in the first few minutes of the day, I'm revisiting them. And what I'm doing is when I'm looking at my goals or my agenda or my schedule, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, why do I want this? What would life be like this? How could I go get it? What should I do today to make that happen? And that motivates me. That's my list of goals, my list of ambitions, the things that can excite me. In other words, it's very intrinsic goals. It's intrinsic rewards that I'm after. I'm like, if I go do that, I will feel better. If I could have this, I'd be happier, right? It's not that I can't be happy with now, but I want to pull. Like, if I can have that future pull, that's going to motivate me to go do stuff, right? I have to literally generate that in my mind. And so
quiero que tú me pongas la canción que dice, ¿estos son Reebok o son Nike? Sí, sí.
Pero, ¿cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama?
¿Son Reebok o son Nike? A ver, compláceme, que me gusta mucho la canción. Está muy pegada la canción. Está muy pegada la canción. Está muy pegada la canción. Esa misma es, esa misma es.
So go on, some more, baby. Baby, the night's like fuego. You might feel the need at all. You might kill it, it's still on, baby.
Guys, today we're introduced to Les Brown in our top 10 rules for success. And Les shares with us a simple idea, but it's everything. And it is this. He tells us that we have two primary choices in life. Number one is we can accept conditions as they are, or number two, we can take responsibility for change, changing ourselves and changing those conditions. So one of them, the first one, accepting conditions as they are, puts us in simply the victim mode. Things are just happening to me. I can't control it. This is the way it is. The second choice, taking responsibility of what we do with what happens to us, puts us in control. And it puts us in the driver's seat of doing something about the things that happen to us. So two really basic primary choices in life, and that's really the essence of what is going to determine what you become and what you provide for others. Have a great day, everyone.
We're all insecure human beings. We don't have enough money. We don't have enough purpose. We don't have enough life. And it's because, we're not building both our worth and our wealth at the same time. I think so many advisors are just out there preaching like, save your money, save your money, save your money. Right? And what I've learned through, I'm very technical. I've done comprehensive financial planning. And I'm like, you guys, all you're doing is saving your extra money so you can pay more in taxes, or you can give more to your kids. Is that really in alignment with your values? I think we're so busy living someone else's life.
There she is.
Hi, Evan. I'm so excited to be with you today. I love your platform.
Amazing. Well, welcome aboard, Dawn. It's awesome to connect with you. And I love your story. I love the whole idea of fixing your mindset around your money. So Dawn, for those of you who don't know, she's the money woman. She'll help you invest your money, keep your money, has a new definition of what it means to be wealthy and spells it differently than most people, where it's well, W-E-L-L-T-H-Y, and named the country's first behavioral financial advisor. So why don't we start right there? What does that mean to be the country's first behavioral financial advisor?
Well, sitting with clients for over 22 plus years, one-on-one with clients, helping them build their wealth and manage their assets, I realized there was still a missing component to how we're giving financial advice out. And it's really about the behavior and the relationship people have with money. And I think we're all, money's super important. We all want more of it. I've never met somebody that doesn't want more money, right, Evan? But it's like, why are we chasing the money, and how is it aligned with who we are, and how do we really continue to get the right type of advice to build your wealth, but also making sure it's in alignment with who you are as a human being and how you're living your life.
It's like you're combining psychology with personal development with investment advice altogether.
100%. In fact, so you said the word that we've defined is living wealthy, WELLThy, is really about that personal development, and it's building. The technical advice about building wealth is super important. That's why I'm a certified financial planner, and the psychology and the personal development around money is super important. And I define it as living wealthy is really about it's the combination is we all want security in our life. We all want money security and we all want personal security. And it's really living life at that intersection. And I think we really have a wealth crisis in our world right now. And I think it's all about the foundation of because we have a worth crisis. We're all insecure human beings. We are, we don't have enough money. We don't have enough purpose. We don't have enough life. And it's because, we're not building both our worth and our wealth at the same time.
So what are some of the mindset issues around money that we have, and how do we fix them?
I think the biggest mindset issue is really, it is a mindset. It's all how we think. And I think we're all chasing what is that enough number and how much is enough. And we don't take the time to stop and think about really what that number is and what is enough in our life. And in taking that combination of what is the number and what is enough in life is really, what we're all chasing for. I just think, Evan, you and I, we sit here and we have beautiful platforms and we talk to people all day long. And, when you peel it back, like people just want to be happy, right? We all just want to be content, fulfilled, happy. But I think we don't really, I think we're not honest with ourselves on what that is and how, we haven't defined really what happiness is for us. And we're just constantly on this cycle of chasing. I think we're chasing the wrong thing, and we don't take time enough to reset our mind and to think about life and think about money.
So what are some of the questions that you ask clients or exercises that you have them go through? Because you have a very different process than most financial planners.
Yeah. It's really about using both sides of your brain. Some of us are really analytic or some of us are really creative, and I tap into both sides of my brain. So, for 20 plus years, for 2 decades, it was just the technical part. And, like setting a financial plan and figuring out what people's goals are and what their cash reserves are and how to protect their assets and how to minimize their taxes and minimize their expenses and their investments and how they're going to leave their estate and their legacy. But, and I did that thousands and thousands of times with one-on-one with clients. But the really defining moment for me is when we're like, wait a second, that's all important because we need the technical advice. But what about how you're living? Like, what about creating more of an alignment with your values of who you are as a person? And where you're able to own that, where you're able to own your purpose, your vision, your core values, your goals, and really get crystal clear on what you value as a human being and making sure we're building our wealth in alignment to that area.
So can you give an example of how to do that? Maybe it's with a current client that we can leave unnamed, or a theoretical example, like to make it a little more practical for people.
Yeah, I always go back to this one particular client where their goal was to retire and to have and their goal was to retire, but they wanted to move and have a little bit bigger house. And so we talked about could they afford that or not. And it really came down to their, they told me their values were family. They're super important for them to be able to have family, their teenage daughters to come back into the house during the holidays, that kind of stuff. But what was really also important was, them being able to travel and being connected with, experiencing more of the world. But they only had so much money, right? They have X amount of dollars in their investment portfolio. And so what we really had to take a step back and really get to the core issue of what do they really value? Do they really value a bigger house and having their children come back to, holiday time and the expense of that versus the expense of them being able to really meet their values of experiencing life and traveling and spending their money that way? Because most of us don't have an unlimited source of funds. So it's about prioritizing and making those decisions. So it's about getting crystal clear on what, like, truly, what do you value? Like pulling that back. What is it that you value as a human being? Is it family? Is it relationships? Is it spirituality? Is it travel? Is it adventure? Is it like alignment? Like, what is truly the things that you value? And then making sure that we're building our wealth around that versus just chasing the dollar. So many of us just chase. We want more. We want nothing. Like there's never enough. We just chase without taking a step back and going, the why behind the chase. Like, I'm all about more money. So don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a technical wealth advisor, and it's about building wealth, but it's about doing it the right way.
Why don't we use you as a quick example? So
DJ Francis.
Let's go. Después de 3 canciones seguía analizando la movida. No sale si está de día. Quiere hanguear, es su estilo de vida. No le gustan principiantes, que sean calle pero elegantes. Perreamos hasta que tú y yo no aguante. Yo pedí un trago y ella la botella. Abusa siempre que estoy con ella. Oh yeah, hazle caso si no te estrellas. Qué problema es culpa de ella. Yo pedí un trago y ella baila pa' que suena el rebote. Pide whisky hasta que se agote. Si lo prende exige que rote. Bailando así vas a hacer que no bote. Nena, seguro que al llegar fuiste la primera. En la cama siempre tú te exageras. Si te quieres ir, pues nos vamos cuando quieras, girl. Nena, seguro que al llegar fuiste la primera. En la cama siempre tú te exageras. Yo pedí un trago y ella la botella. Abusa siempre que estoy con ella. Oh yeah, hazle caso si no te estrellas. Qué problema es culpa de ella. Yo pedí un trago y ella la botella. Abusa siempre que estoy con ella. Oh yeah, hazle caso si no te estrellas. Qué problema es culpa de ella. Yo pedí un trago y ella me robó a su
Hey guys, I want to share with you a funny story. This is from my younger daughter. Not too long ago, we were talking about how difficult and challenging it can be to control our minds and to control the power of our minds. And we talk about it quite often. We try to use examples from our own life. And it was funny because, like I said before, kids are amazing. They're going to tell you like it is. They're not going to sugarcoat things. And I remember my younger daughter saying, in terms of controlling her mind, that it's annoying. And when I heard that, I was laughing because when I think about it, yeah, it is very annoying. It's very annoying when you know the way you should respond and you don't. So here's my younger daughter just reminding us that we got to laugh that as we're on this process, because we're going to make so many mistakes. Yeah, it's going to feel annoying that we can't control our minds to be the most positive people we can be for ourselves and others. But that's okay. We're all in it together. Have a great day, everyone.
There's a great story of two lumberjacks where every morning they start chopping wood at the same time, and every day they stop chopping wood at the same time. And every day one of the lumberjacks disappears for about an hour in the middle of the day, and every day he chops more wood than the other guy. And this goes on for months. And eventually the one who works all day, he says, I don't understand. Every day we start at the same time. Every day we stop at the same time. Every day you disappear for about an hour in the middle of the day, and every day you chop more wood than me. Where do you go for that hour? And the other lumberjack looks up and goes, oh, I'll go home and sharpen my axe. If you take an infinite mindset, it's not about how much you can get done each day. It's how much you can get done over the course of a career or over the course of a lifetime. You got to take vacations, which means you turn off your email and you turn off your phone and you do not connect to the office. Go sharpen your axe. Take a Friday afternoon off. We have something called duvet days in our company where you wake up in the morning and you just can't do it. And it's not like vacation days where you plan ahead, and it's not like sick days. Like you're not sick, you just don't want to do it. You're just not feeling it and you can't do it. And you do it responsibly. You can't leave your team in the lurch, obviously. You have to exercise responsible freedom. But we give people an opportunity, instead of lying and pretending that they have a stomach bug because they just can't face the day, that they can just call up and say, I'm taking a duvet day. And everybody goes, go, we got you, go.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle.
But you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best.
So today, let's learn from one of the best, Simon Sinek, and my take on his top 10 to success. Enjoy. Rule number 2, articulate your why.
I can tell you what I went through, which is what set me on the journey to sharing the message of the why and helping people find theirs. A why is like a compass direction. It tells you where you're going. We can live our lives by accident, which is kind of like getting in a ship and just sailing, or getting in a car and just driving. You'll absolutely see some amazing things. You'll stumble upon some amazing experiences, but you don't really have a sense of where you're going, any sort of direction. In other words, what's it all for? What the why does is it provides a path, it provides a map or a compass. So you will still have some of those amazing experiences, but now they have value and worth, and they're taking you towards something else. It's a journey towards something. When I learned my why, I had this tremendous calm come over me, a sense of my confidence grew, a sense that my life had more meaning than I thought it had before, and I had now the choice, a new way of viewing decisions, a filter through which to make decisions, which now I would ask myself, does this help advance my why or not? Does this help me stay on the path that I'm supposed to be on, or is this going to be a random adventure? So the why provides focus, direction, meaning, and confidence.
Rule number 3, be the best leader.
The best leaders actually are the best followers, even if they're at the highest levels of the organization. They're still in service.
Right. It may not be to a person, but to a cause,
to a cause, an idea, a vision,
God, something.
Whatever it is, there's still some sort of something that they're beholden to, and they're devoted to, and they're in service to. So followership is a thing, and not to belabor the Marine point, but Marines, when they evaluate their leaders, they're looking for good leadership and good followership. So, for example, when you go through OCS, Officer Candidates School selection, when somebody's for a task, chosen to be the leader of that group for that task, the Marines are watching the others as well. So they're looking to see that everybody's contributing ideas, and they're looking to see that leader takes in those ideas but is decisive, and they're looking to see that the members of the group, if their idea isn't picked, they still give their all to see that the leader's idea is successful, and if it fails, give it their all to pick up the pieces and see what they can do, as opposed to going, I told you, should have gone my way.
right. I was right.
Or sabotaging because their idea didn't get picked.
Wow. So they go all in.
So good followership is as important as good leadership. That we respect that when a decision is made, we will give our blood, sweat, and tears to see that the decision our leaders have made will be successful. And if it fails, we will help pick up the pieces, because that's the deal.
Rule number 4, make an impact. Having
And here we are again. Back to where it all begins. Where it all begins and never ends. That source, that oneness, that consciousness, that awareness. That we know is in all of us. That power to determine, to control our minds. You see, nobody else, nothing else in this universe can do what you do every day. In the gym of life. Only you, human being, only you, infinitely intelligent being, can do the ultimate. Only you can control your mind, your thoughts, and therefore your feelings. But it takes a lot of hard work. It takes, first of all, believing that you can do it. If you don't believe in yourself, your mind health, your chance at mind wealth is not possible. But that's not the way it was meant to be. You were born to win. Control over your mind, your thoughts, to have and be all you were meant to be. And that means believing 100% in who you really are. And that is the key to your mind health and your mind wealth, your happiness, your freedom, your success, your infinite peace and love towards everything and anything. It's possible. It's all because of you, your determination, united with all of our determination, creates that oneness, that consciousness, determination.